Welcome back to Facts or Fiction. It's your boy, Getit Duke, alongside my
Man, D Carp, we in here, baby. Let's go.
All right, y'all. We at the end of the episode. You know, when we get close to the end of the shows, we like to bring in some fan topics. You know, a fan on Twitter asked me who was the better hybrid guard, meaning shooting guard / point guard, between James Harden, Allen Iverson,
Bubba Chuck.
And you know what? I'm gonna let you start. And then I'm gonna say something about what the fan said on Facebook, and then I'm gonna respond to that, and then I'm gonna give you my opinion.
So the better hybrid,
point guard, shooting guard.
Okay, I'm gonna go right into it. Like I said, the better hybrid. Of course, if we going off appearances, James Harden has the better upside. Of course, 6'6" or 6'5" shooting guard.
I agree.
Point guard or whatever. Lefty, like I say, lefty is a big deal.
As we know, they are tougher to guard.
Understand that, how big a left-hand basketball player is.
Agreed.
But the better, you know, I'm gonna go out top. You know,
can I help you out real quick?
Go ahead.
Let me read their career stats, their best season, and then allow you to respond off of that.
Yeah.
We both know neither one has won a championship.
Mm-hmm.
James Harden's in his 10th season. Allen Iverson played 14 total seasons. James Harden's played 9 playoff seasons. Allen Iverson only made the playoffs 8 of his 14 seasons. James Harden's made 7 All-Star appearances in 10 years. Allen Iverson made 11 All-Star appearances in 14 years. MVP, they both have 1. All NBA first team, James Harden has 4, Allen Iverson has 3. In total, all NBA teams, which includes second team, James Harden has 5, Allen Iverson has 7. Scoring leader, which means they led the league in scoring. Points per game, not total points. James Harden has 1, Allen Iverson has 4, which, and I must quote, James Harden's is this year.
This year?
This year's probably.
You already got to start by.
Yep. Assist leader. I take that back. It's not including this year. My bad. So this will be his second year. Assist leader. James Harden led the league in assists 1 time. Of course, Allen Iverson didn't need to pass it to nobody. Steals leader. James Harden has led the season in steals no times. Allen Iverson led the league in steals 3 times. Rookie of the year, of course, James Harden never won. He came out with a lot of superstars. Allen Iverson won Rookie of the Year. I couldn't even tell you who came out with Allen Iverson.
Allen Iverson? I think Ray Allen, Jason Kidd.
Yeah, they wasn't getting that.
But there were some good players I just named.
Them are good players. They're Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
I don't want to seem like I'm disrespecting them, but they wasn't for the win that over Allen Iverson coming out averaging, 20-something? NBA regular season career stats. Points per game, James Harden averages 24. Allen Iverson averages 26.7, which rounds up to 27.
Mm-hmm.
Rebounds per game, James Harden averages 5.2, Allen Iverson 3.7. It's not really bad seeing that the height difference is 6 inches. Assists per game, James Harden 6.2, Allen Iverson 6.2. So as we stand right now, their career average in assists is the same.
Yeah.
Steals per game, James Harden 1.6, Allen Iverson 2.2. So can we please get off the stigma about it when regarding these two, that defense is more on the upside of one than the other? Because this speaks volumes.
Steals per game?
Yeah.
I guess you can say that, yeah. I mean, he is a 3-time steals leader, though.
You're right, but this nigga averages 1.6 and Iverson averages 2.2.
Yeah.
Is that really a difference? Because they both
It's not a big difference.
Right?
It's not a big difference. Well, yeah.
They both round the 2. Blocks per game, James Harden 0.5, which averages rounds to 1, right?
Yeah.
Allen Iverson 0.2, which gotta stay at 0.2 because 0.2 will round down. We not gonna round down.
Yeah.
Total stats. In 10 seasons, James Harden has 18,000 points. Allen Iverson in his 14 had 24,000. So I think we can agree that total points, James Harden will win that by the time he retires.
Yeah, by his time.
Total rebounds, James Harden has 3,800. Allen Iverson had 3,300. That's not bad for Allen Iverson.
It's not bad for a 6-footer in that era.
Total assists, James Harden has 4,600. Allen Iverson has 5,600. And when I say 4,600, I'm not saying it's 46.15. I'm just keeping it at 4,600. And Allen Iverson was 56.24. That's why I keep it at 5,600. In total steals, James Harden has 1163. Allen Iverson has 1983. Total blocks,
Dang,
James
he was
Harden
out
has
there.
370. Allen Iverson had 164. Total games played, James Harden has 748, and Allen Iverson has 914.
Okay.
Field goal percentages for their total career. James Harden's career is 44%. Allen Iverson's is 43%. Not that much apart. Three-pointers. James Harden's percentage is 36%. Allen Iverson's is 31%. Free throw percentage. James Harden's is 86. Allen Iverson's at 78. That's shockingly low. I thought he shot
Allen Iverson?
Yeah, I was expecting him to shoot it a little better. Their best seasons in their career, no game minimum. James Harden, of course, would have to be this year, 36.6, which is 37. Allen Iverson's 33. Rebounds per game, 8.1 for James Harden, which he did in 2017. 4.9, which rounds to 5. Allen Iverson did that in 1989. Assists per game, James Harden led the league in assists in 2017 with 11.2. Allen Iverson's his best season with assists was 7.9, which rounds up to 8, which he did in 2005.
Yeah.
Steals per game, their best season, which this is crazy, right?
Crazy.
James Harden's best season is this year with steals per game, 2.2.
Steals per game? Best?
Best season.
Best season. I'm looking at playoffs.
2019.
Okay.
And Allen Iverson was 2.8, which rounds up to 3, and he did that in 2002. And I want to say with 2.8, he led the league in steals that year.
Yeah.
He had to. 2.8. It doesn't seem like much, but that's a high number for steals.
That's crazy. 2 steals a game. That don't sound like a lot.
In blocks per game, James Harden's best season in 2015, he averaged 0.7, and Allen Iverson averaged 0.3 his rookie year.
Okay.
All these other stats, man, I don't feel like going through it. It's irrelevant because I really should, but I really shouldn't because it's close. And when it's this close, you should get into details.
Yeah.
So with that being said, I'm gonna let you go and elaborate on that, and then I will follow you with.
All right, cool. Well, that was good. Thank you, dude, for giving us the stats on both of these two phenomenal basketball players, hybrid guards, as y'all like to say. You know me, I'm always gonna say Iverson was a dominant point. You know what I'm saying? Since he been doing it since Georgetown. You know what I'm saying? He been having a phenomenal season. Even when he came in his rookie year. Let me give y'all something that I don't know if y'all know about this. Every time he played the Bulls, we talking about Chicago with Jordan and Pippen. Yep. His rookie year, his first game, his second game of his rookie year, Iverson had 15 points, 2 assists, 2 steals. It's his rookie year, y'all.
Say it again for him.
15 points, 2 assists, 2 steals.
And this was what?
Second game of his rookie year in the NBA against these Chicago Bulls, the top dogs.
Top dogs.
2 of the best 2 guards, by the way, on defense, Jordan and Pippen. His second game, obviously, average, he hit 32 points, 4 assists, and 4 steals.
Yep.
Keep in mind, he's a rookie. His third game, the game where he's really known for when he gave Jordan that crossover and we didn't know Jordan had a weakness. He hit 37 points, 4 assists, and 2 steals. His fourth game, his rookie year against these Chicago Bulls.
The Bulls who dominated their era.
He had 44 points, 8 assists, and 2 steals. This is his rookie
So we
year.
can say he progressively got better. The more he played the Bulls.
And it's not I ain't saying this because the Bulls are like the D team of the 90s. You know what I'm saying? And they had probably the 2 best guards at that time, far as both ways. So, I think that was just phenomenal for Iverson to put on those type of numbers his rookie year.
Yes.
Coming out as a 6-foot point guard. Some will argue 5'11", 5'10", but I'm going to say 6 foot. Now, saying that, comparing to James Harden, is he better? Who's better out of the 2? I ain't gonna say I'm not a biased type of guy, but I'm a vouch for AI just in fact because he took his team to the finals with really basically with Eric Snow and who was it? Who else did he have?
It depends on what team.
Oh, well, I'm talking about the final year. The year in the final. He had Mutombo, Eric Snow, Aaron McKee. He had those 2 guys. So I think that was just phenomenal of him taking that Sixers teams all the way to the finals against the.
So you saying he carried them to the finals?
Yeah,
I got numbers up there for you.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. Go. I mean, yeah, you can tell me. You can. When you get your chance, give me these numbers or whatever.
Okay.
But like I said, I just think the ball went through AI hands. If it wasn't for AI, the Sixers wouldn't even been in the finals or even in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I just think that's just big for AI. But
okay, I have some numbers. I want.
Go ahead, give me some numbers because this is tough. Because I'm a big James Harden fan myself.
The 2000 to 2001. The 76ers went 56 and 26. Mm-hmm. They was first in their division. I'm pretty sure that was top 3 in the East.
Out the East. This is the East we talking about.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was top 3 in the East. Also the year that they represented the East in the finals. Mm-hmm. In a regular season, Allen Iverson averaged 31 points. Theo Ratliff averaged 12 points, 8 rebounds. Mm-hmm. Eric Snow averaged 10 points, 7 assists. Mm-hmm. Dikembe Mutombo was giving you 12 and 12. George Lynch was giving you 8 points, 7 rebounds.
Yeah.
Aaron McKee was giving you 12 and 5 assists.
Okay.
And Tyrone Hill was giving you 10 and 9 rebounds. And if I must add, Tony Kukoc was giving you 8. In that same year, in the playoffs, Iverson averaged 33 and 6 assists. Eric Snow averaged 9 and 5 assists. Dikembe was giving you 14 and 14. Mm-hmm. George Lynch was giving you 15, 5 and 5. Mm-hmm. And Tyrone Hill was giving you 7 and 7.
7 and 7.
7 and 7.
Yeah.
That next year, they finished 43 and 39, fourth in their division, still making the playoffs. Allen Iverson averaged 31 points in the regular season. Eric Snow averaged 12 points, 11 assists. Dikembe was giving you 12 points, 11 rebounds. Derek Coleman was giving you 15 points, 8 rebounds, and Matt Harper was giving you 12 points, 7 rebounds. Mm-hmm. And that same year in the playoffs, Iverson averaged 30 points. Eric Snow was giving you 11 points, 6 assists.
Yep.
Dikembe was giving you 9 points, 11 assists. Derek Cole was giving you 13 points, 9 rebounds.
And they ain't make the finals.
Let me correct myself.
I
said 9 points, 11 assists. I meant for Dikembe 9 points, 11 rebounds. Mm-hmm. And Matt Harper was giving you 10 points. Aaron McKee was giving you 11. Right. I just read out 2 years of Allen Iverson's teams.
And that second year, as you see with those better numbers, they didn't even make it to the finals that year.
And I'm gonna go to the 2 years before Chris Paul got there.
To the Rockets. Go ahead.
Okay. 2015-16, they went 41 and 41.
The Rockets?
Yeah, right there. James Harden was giving you 29, 8, and 6. Trevor Ariza was giving you 13 points. Dwight Howard was giving you 14 and 12. Patrick Beverly was giving you 10 points. Michael Beasley was giving you 13 points. Now in the playoffs, these same people, James Harden's average was 27, 8, and 5. Mm-hmm. Trevor Ariza was giving you 7. Dwight Howard was giving you 13 and 14. Mm-hmm. Patrick Beverly was giving you 6. Michael Beasley was giving you 10 and 4. Jason Terry was giving you 7.
Say life.
The next year, James Harden in the regular season averaged 29, 11, and 8. Trevor Ariza averaged 12 and 6. Yep. Eric Gordon 16. Patrick Beverly 10. Ryan Anderson 14. And Lou Williams 15. In the playoffs, these same dudes was giving you 29, 9, and 6 from James Harden.
Yeah.
11 and 5 for Ariza. 13 from Gordon. 9 from Beverly. 13 from Anderson. And 11 from Lou Williams. Now, the reason I brought this up because people always say that Allen Iverson carried a team.
I want to hear it.
Now, by the stats that I just told you, technically, James Harden's been carrying this Houston team.
Yeah, I never questioned James Harden carrying teams.
I know. You never have.
Yeah.
I just don't understand when people say that James Harden will never carry a team to the finals or has never carried a team. He's been doing this all his career. Besides, before he left Oklahoma City, since he got to the Rockets before Chris Paul. Chris Paul was the best thing that ever happened to him. They can't get mad because he got another 20-pointer over there. He needed it. Like I said, he's been carrying a team for the longest.
Yep.
The second team I told you won the West. That was the number 1 seed in the West. And he carried that team. No, they didn't make it to the finals.
Yep.
They didn't. I mean,
But they were number 1 in the West. The West is big. That's a big deal.
They won their division.
It's a big deal.
And, I mean, technically, by them numbers, James Harden probably should have won MVP. I haven't looked at everybody else's numbers, but 29, 8, and 6.
What year was that?
That was 2 years ago. 3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago. Not including these 2 years with Chris Paul. And, I mean, just the names on the roster, he had some names.
Yeah, they
when I read
AI names.
When I read, names are better.
Yeah.
But stats is damn near equivalent.
Yeah, and then, like I said, I think it was I don't know, but you gotta understand, it was a different type of game back at that time, I think.
But when we say carrying a team, is that not carrying a team?
Yeah, James Harden carried his team, but AI carried that team too.
I bring up carrying a team because when I posted this, I had a poll on Facebook, as y'all know.
Okay.
And I had a poll to see what people think, who they think would be a better hybrid. If James Harden would be better than Allen Iverson when he retires, or even right now. Of course, Allen Iverson won the poll by slim chances.
Yeah.
But Allen Iverson did win the poll. And Matt Herron said, I'm taking AI even if James Harden wins a championship. AI was a dog and led a team to the finals when nobody gave him a chance. He had less talent around him. Also, Harden has manipulated the game to where he gets every call. I dislike Harden's game. He's a good player, but his game is trash. Now, let me respond to that.
Game is trash.
He firstly said that
I disagree with that.
Harden manipulates these refs to get to the line. As me and you both know, career averages, Allen Iverson went to the line more than James Harden.
That's amazing.
So are you telling me that Allen Iverson manipulated the refs? Or are you really just being biased? Because to say that James Harden ain't a dog, you gonna give AI he gonna give AI the lead because he said he's a dog. Yeah. And he said James Harden manipulated the refs. And he said he dislikes Harden's game.
I don't think that's just...
That sounds biased to me.
Yeah.
That's why when I ask these questions, I bring stats in, because I don't like when people bring their opinions in, because it gets emotional. Yeah. And it gets very biased. Yeah. I don't want to know nobody's opinion. I want to know facts. You hear me? Fact or fiction.
Yeah.
So for him to say that James Harden ain't a dog, I mean, I really want to say he's an idiot, but I'm not that type of person. I mean, I'm just going to question his lack of the game, like his knowledge of the game. Yeah. Because if you watch James Harden play, which part is manipulating the refs? His step back? Yeah. His Euro? He ain't going saying, refs, you better call this. Yeah. I mean, just like AI wasn't going saying, hey, ref, I'm going to cross him, make sure on the second when you get the call.
You get the call.
It doesn't make sense. Yeah. And lead, I say this again. AI went to the free throw line more than James Harden.
That's big. That's a stat I didn't even know.
This makes sense. I fact checked him.
Yeah, you really did. For him to say he manipulated the refs, I don't think so.
And let me I don't mean to cut you off, but let me say this. If I put a debate up and you gonna get on my debate and say something, you better have your facts right. Yeah. Because we're gonna fact check you.
We definitely
This is fact or fiction. This ain't give me your opinion and hope you're right.
Yeah.
Cause I don't get on there and say nothing to y'all, I wait for the show to bring y'all answers.
All I'm gonna say is a good fact that they both was unguardable players. You know what I'm saying? James Harden has an unbelievable step back that people call a travel. It may be a travel sometimes, but majority of the time it's just a great move.
Yes, sir.
Same with AI. I mean, he had a crossover, came in the league. He got his crossover banned. Do you understand how serious that is? He had a crossover banned in the NBA. That's tough. You know what I'm saying? That's another unguardable dude. But to say the thing that we can say about AI, at the end of his career, he is a Hall of Famer. He made it in there.
He is.
He is a Hall of Famer.
Should have been first ballot, but yeah.
Should have been first ballot.
T.O.'d him.
One thing that he does have over James Harden, I hope it can change this year, that he did have a final appearances.
He made a final
appearance. That's
in to James Harden's defense.
Yeah.
Allen Iverson never had to go through the Warriors.
Never had to go through the Warriors.
Never had to go through defending. I mean, he was in the East with Michael Jordan them.
That's tough.
But and I want to say the year he made it, Michael Jordan wasn't even.
Nah, he went through the Pacers with
the Pistons, right?
he went through the Pacers, I think the Pistons, and he also went through the Bucks. The Bucks with Ray Allen, Tim Thomas. Yeah. But, you know, with the Pacers, they had Reggie Miller, Mark Jackson, Mullen. Like, there were some players back in the day. You know what I'm saying? For him to get through that was big. And then to try to top off the Lakers, I mean, come on. How many teams did that?
Yeah.
Not very.
And I want them to stop shitting on the players he had because they might not have been giving them 20 points, but he had 5 players giving them double digits.
I give you that. In the playoffs, those players did step up. Be like, I saw that the other day. Their numbers did improve in the playoffs. I just feel like when you go against a team like the Lakers.
Yeah. But I just want them to quit shitting on his teammates like he didn't have.
But Eric Snow,
14 and 14.
Eric Snow,
that's a good game for a nigga that only plays defense.
No, Mutombo.
Yeah, Eric Snow.
But he had to go at Shaq.
He gave Shaq 14 and 14. Looking at. So I mean,
I feel where you at because the numbers they did step it up. Now it would have helped if AI had another player that's giving you 20 plus.
That's a big difference. Every team,
yes, every team. But I can't sit here and say that his team was. I mean, they didn't step up in the playoffs. But like I said, I still gonna say Iverson had to carry that team through that whole year and that next year. So,
and I will agree. I agree to that. As long as we agree that James Harden's been carrying that Rockets team.
I agree. Yeah, that's big.
I mean, he might have never carried them to the finals, but I mean, can that Sixers team carry? Can Allen Iverson carry that Sixers team to the finals if he had to go through the Warriors?
No,
they're gonna get swept.
They're gonna get swept.
They're gonna get swept.
I'm amazed they got one win against the Lakers. Like that's good. Like, and then if you go look at the numbers,
I'm pretty sure that game AI went for like 48.
I bet he did. And then if you look at the rest of the series, the win margin wasn't by a lot. So just think about that. So if AI did have another guy averaging 20 plus, it'd probably been different. We would be talking about obviously on a different topic, different category. But
I really do feel like that Allen Iverson cut his career short with his selfishness.
Yeah,
I think. He never wanted to be a bench player. He never wanted to be a role player. Yeah. He always wanted to be a starter.
That was tough for him.
He gotta know that in order to be a starter your whole career, you gotta put in the work for that. True. We all know that Allen Iverson didn't like to practice.
Nope.
Didn't like to practice. But when he showed up, he was gonna give you everything in the game.
You're right. Even when he got traded to Denver, sharing minutes with Chauncey Billups, he still gave them 19 points, sharing minutes with Chauncey Billups.
And he felt like he should have started on that team. That's the only fallout that Denver team had. Keep in mind that Chauncey was a baller, was a leader.
I'm sorry. His first year he went to Denver, he was giving them 25 and then 26. Mm-hmm. Then he started splitting minutes with Chauncey in 2008, 2009 when he started going 18, 17.
I mean, and them still not bad numbers. I just feel like if he would have been a little more patient with them, man, that could have been where he ended his career.
And then the crazy thing,
to go to Memphis.
Even though they had a phenomenal team when he went to Denver with Carmelo, Chauncey Billups, Kenyon Martin, J.R. Smith, they still had to go through the Lakers.
That's a good team.
That's just a tough road. It's a tough road.
That was a good team.
It's a tough road.
That was a good team.
Birdman, they had Birdman. Like, that's just a tough road you got to get through the Lakers. I mean, Kobe and Shaq.
I mean, technically, if we're being honest, the Lakers didn't have a lot of double-digit players. No. Shaq and Kobe. You might have had a nigga giving you 11, maybe. Rick Fox, maybe.
Rick Fox. I mean, they just played their role very well. Did. And they had a great coach. Phil Jackson made a big difference.
Yeah. But to stay on topic, man, if I have to choose, man, I'm gonna go James Harden. Mm-hmm. Firstly, I'm going James Harden because he got a 6-inch height difference. Yeah. It's just probably a little.
Big difference.
It's just probably a little easier to guard a shorter nigga than a tall one. I feel like they both can get to the paint. I feel like James Harden probably finished better, but it probably has something to do with his height.
Yeah.
I feel like James Harden passes better, but AI didn't do a lot of passing. Mm-hmm. You can't really compare them when you say defense because, I mean, they steals and blocks are off by 0.6. So, I mean, at the end of the day, man, at the end of the day, I ain't going to question their greatness. They brought a lot to their eras and their generations, but, man, the stuff I've seen James Harden do, man.
What he's doing now, it's crazy.
I just can't go. I can't not go with James Harden. It's hard for me to not go with James Harden. And I seen damn near all of AI's career. I just think it wasn't long enough.
Yeah, it wasn't. I just think he did a lot in his short span too.
Yeah, and I also respect the fact that James Harden came into the league playing his role and didn't force himself into whatever his role is. Like, he was the sixth man for 3 years. Then he went to be a starter. Then he went to be that great man that we know today.
And they had Cephalosha starting over him at OKC. I understand it's a role you got to play, but come on now, Cephalosha.
That's just more respect for James, boy. He played his role, boy, and he didn't argue. Then at least I didn't hear nothing come out to the media that said James Harden was crying about his role, but after that third year, when Houston offered him that max, he knew it was time to be a starter. Oklahoma City didn't offer him a max contract at all.
They gave that to Ibaka. But at the time, you got to think it was a big man's game. It was a big man league because you had to go through the Lakers to win it because they had Powell and Bynum. So you had to get a big. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure they wasn't thinking we need to keep James.
I'm pretty sure they wasn't. And I'm definitely pretty sure they wasn't thinking that his upside was going to be this up.
Nah, man, he is up.
37?
Yeah, that's 30. Amazing.
Ever since he left them, he's averaged over 23 points. I mean, that's just phenomenal in itself.
Kudos to the Rockets for getting him.
Kudos to them for seeing what he had.
Yeah, yes. And bringing in CP3, a veteran leadership point guard, and you add another guy in the backcourt that's giving you 20 points. I mean, that's just amazing. Like I say, the two best pick and roll players I've seen in this era this year. I've seen James Harden and Chris Paul make a big difference for the Rockets.
Agreed.
With Capella.
Agreed. And they're a whole different team when one of them's gone.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
So, what's your?
I'm gonna go. You know me. I'm gonna stay Bubba Chuck all the way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong. It's just like I said. It's the same thing with LeBron and Jordan. It's just these players in this generation has longevity over them players back then. So of course, their stats gonna always be better.
Most definitely.
So I mean,
and for me, I know we going off facts. I just think just the wave Iverson had at that time me being a young kid growing up playing basketball, his size alone, and just me being the undersized PG, I think that plays a lot of effect for me. I ain't trying to say that, but it does, you know what I'm saying, some type of way. But hey, obviously he was just a game changer. And I ain't saying what James Harden ain't doing right now. It's a game changer because what he doing, it really is. You know?
So shit, at the end of the day, I took Harden. My boy took Allen Iverson. And, that's a very opinionated question, which I try to shy away from. But at the end of the day, man, it's whoever y'all choose. And you got to get into the details when talking about something like this because it's so close.
So close. Two great players, man. Two great, unguardable players at that. And they're doing it at the best that they can do it at, especially in basketball. Like James Harden with the step back, the phenomenal left hand. Then you got Allen Iverson with the crazy crossover, the pull-up jumper, the speed that he brought to the game at that time. It was just phenomenal. The whole wave, the braids, the tattoos, it was just crazy. It was crazy. I even seen white kids with braids, with the sleeves. It was just a game changer, man. It was a game changer. It was crazy.
See there, man. There you have it, man. That was another episode of Fact or Fiction, man. We're going to see y'all next week where we're going to break down what we think about Antonio Brown, man. And we just going to get into a lot of other stuff, man. We will see y'all next week. It's your boy, Getit Duke.
Hey, and your boy, Carp, man.
Fact or Fiction, man. We will see y'all next week.
Hey,
look. In about 5 years, I'm trying to be somewhere with my feet kicked up. Hey, me and Moon rolling trees up. Hey, me and Larry putting threes up. With my girl in the crib pouring 3 cups. I'm trying to buy a yacht or a boat. I got it by the top with the float. My daughter got Crocs made of goat. I got a bit of house with a stove. And sell it to my